Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Charmed Rewind. You excited, Phelan?
Yeah, we got to review a good one in this podcast.
You know what really sucks? Okay, so here was the category this time. The last time that we did Charmed Rewind, we did The Worst Witches, which was the worst rated episodes. And I went into this with just the best of intents. Because, people... They really love the rewinds. I'm just going to say we got the most popular podcast in the world. Everyone's super, super excited about Charmed Rewind. But some people are like, you're coming at it a little bit negative. Why don't you talk about some good episodes? We're talking about like Morality Bites and maybe there's one or two other good episodes. Morality Bites.
Morality Bites and Morality Bites. And let's not forget Morality Bites.
Yeah. So I put together a poll this time called Good Witch after the show Good Witch. It was a really good pun. So I just took the highest rated episodes for the seasons, and Morality Bites was the highest rated episode for season 2.
Right.
But of course, people love it when we're masochists. So the highest rated episode for season 4, shit you not, Long Live the Queen, episode 20. Sure as shit, that's the one that wins. Yep. Evil Queen of the Underworld, Phoebe. So we don't get a good episode. We get one of the most insufferable episodes. Good God.
If you want to kill your boss, we have people who can take care of that for you.
Aren't you sweet?
Phoebe has, on her own volition, decided to turn evil, and yet somehow this turns into a pity Phoebe episode.
Let me place this into some context here, okay? Like, one of the category ideas that I had for Charmed Rewind was like, thanks, Colebama, but it's so hard to get into that because every time we talk about Cole, we got to talk about like all of the stupid shit around it, and it's exhausting. But here's what's insufferable about it to me, because this is like one of the huge points of contention with all the reviews and one of the big turning points into like good Charmed to bad Charmed. And this whole storyline, people are getting on me. They're like, Phoebe didn't make this choice on her own. She was influenced by her evil baby, or she was influenced by this tonic or whatever. But here's what happened, okay? So I don't remember the story that led up to this, but for whatever reason, Cole has taken in the source of all evil to save them. He didn't do it because he wanted to be evil. He did it because he was saving Phoebe and her sisters. Right. So he takes this in. At one point, he has the option to get rid of it. Armin Shimmerman shows up, the wizard. So he's going to take this on. He wants to be the source. And Cole's like, good, I don't want it anymore. I'm going to give it to you. And I misremembered this in a previous podcast, but here's what happens. Phoebe jumps in, kills the wizard, takes away Cole's choice, and says, I'm going to stand by you and be your evil queen now. And then they go have a coronation. He becomes the official source of all evil, and she is the evil queen, which leads into this episode.
Because I am the source. Because you are my queen. Because there are expectations.
Do you think I care about anyone's expectations?
Retroactively, they try to say like, oh, because she's pregnant with the evil source baby, it's influencing her, or this tonic that the seer is giving her is influencing her. But in their own words, in this episode, they say, you went down that aisle before you were taking any of that tonic. This was your choice. Cole tells her this was your choice. Yeah. Everyone says it is her choice. So all these people that are like, oh, this thing was influencing her. No, it absolutely was Phoebe's choice. And you can do a storyline where a character does something like this in an interesting way. You don't have to have characters that are all good all the time, but you have to have consequences and utterly consequenceless.
This decision, to have stood by Cole and become the Queen of Evil is as much her choice as it is in this episode to flip-flop on that decision and decide, no, I don't want to be evil. I mean, you can't have that both ways. Did the evil baby make her decide to be good?
Do you think I care about anyone's expectations?
Well, and the fact that, like, Cole did not have a choice in this either, but they don't give him that choice. They just go like, we gotta vanquish him, and then blame all of this stuff on him. And it's just infuriating.
Yeah, which gets way worse than, like, anything they say in this episode. But, like, later down the line, like, Phoebe just lays it on, like, oh, yeah, I was perfect, and then you came along and ruined my life. Like,
The whole thanks Colebama stuff, you know, he is just to blame for everything.
yeah.
Anything that Phoebe could possibly be held accountable for, well, really, it's him.
Mm-hmm.
And, man, this episode, it's so bad, and it was so hard to watch this. Like, I feel like there were probably worse episodes, but this is one of the most infuriating.
Yeah, especially just because of what follows and how dumb it gets about what happened here.
Okay, so shall we go step by step over this piece of crap?
Step by step, crap by crap.
Yes, that's exactly like this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so when the episode opens, there's an ominous thunderstorm, and Queen Tiny Bangs Phoebe is complaining because this is harshing her vibe. You know, she's, this thunder is driving me nuts. Can't you do anything about this, Seer? Can't you control the weather?
Yeah, she's just a vapid, annoying head of the underworld. Like,
You know what the sad thing about this is? As the queen of the underworld, everyone else, all the evil people, are annoyed with her for being so selfish.
I love, like, she's the evilest one out of all of them, too.
She's going around killing them. They're like, dude, this is fucked up. I don't know
Yeah.
about the source's evil wife.
Yeah, so she just comes in and ruins Cole's meeting, and then, like, someone's like, oh, we were kind of doing something here. Oh, dead!
She comes in, she's like, it is past midnight, come to bed, Cole. Oh, sorry. It's past midnight, come to bed, Cole. And they're like, oh, hang on, we're finishing our evil meeting in the apartment. Because
Yeah.
that's where they conduct hell business.
Yeah.
And she's like, that's not good enough. Kills them in balls of flame.
Yeah, their little, like, sweet area. Like, I don't understand why Cole and Phoebe, as, like, the leaders of the underworld, aren't in the underworld or, like, protected in any way.
Yeah, that would have made this seem a little bit more like she had gone over to the dark side, that she was, like, living in the underworld with him and being creepy. But really, it's not that different from normal Phoebe, to be honest. She's hanging out in her apartment, complaining about things, being selfish, making everything about herself. It's absolutely the same.
It's so silly that, like, later on, just, like, Leo and crew just are easily able to orb in there and attack him.
Yeah, and, like, Cole's worried about people coming after them, and, like, you know, if you're in a spot of power, someone's going to be trying to vie for it, they're going to be attacking you, so you'd want to protect yourself even if you were doing well. But they know at this point that they're kind of in the shit, because people are like, you know, your wife's a charmed one, I think this is stupid, and, like, the charmed ones, of course, are going to come after them too, so really, they're kind of in a bit of a pickle.
Mm-hmm. They should have some loyal guards and some kind of protection. Should probably actually be in the underworld.
You know what I really liked? When Phoebe's in the room complaining to the seer, she's yelling outside the door, and then one of the evil demons just comes over and shuts the door.
Yeah.
Do you mind?
Oh, you're so annoying.
Considering she was going around killing them, pretty brave guy. Maybe he just didn't give a fuck at that point. Whatever.
Yeah. She kills me. At least I get away from this endless whining. Ugh.
Part of the reason that she's mad is because she can't concentrate on her work on her column.
Yeah, she's trying to work on her column.
What the fuck is that? Even if you're gonna lean into, like, okay, there's some consequences to Phoebe being evil, even if they wrote that part well, what the fuck is that writing? She's doing her love advice column as evil queen of the underworld. And then she's mad later that Elise doesn't like her work.
Yeah. She's like, I'll show you tough but fair, and she goes to, like, blow Elise up.
Don't you try and blow me up or you're fired, Missy. I'm tough but fair.
Guess that is fair.
She's ready to kill her. According to the comics, Elise is her closest friend.
Oh.
What happened after that with their relationship, by the way? She's writing columns that are like, you should just go and beat the shit out of your stupid fucking cheating husband. And Elise is like, hey, maybe edit this. This isn't great.
Yeah,
we're gonna get sued over this one.
Smash his dick in with a stapler.
Right, yeah, that's the advice that she gives. And Elise is like, yeah, maybe edit this. And then she's pissy at her.
Yeah.
Like, a way that you do not talk to your boss. And especially considering Elise is supposed to be a kind of hard ass, or at least she starts that way. But she puts up with a lot of bullshit. And like, what happens the next time they see each other?
Yeah.
Whoa, sorry about that. Evil baby hormones happens.
I know how that goes.
Do you think I care about anyone's expectations?
And where does she get off? Like, earlier in the episode, she's like, ever since the coronation, all Cole does is work. She's the one that's like, column all the time.
Yeah.
Holy shit, hypocrite.
Yeah, Phoebe doesn't commit to anything. It's like, it's so annoying. Like, this storyline could have been way more interesting, too, if they actually had Phoebe commit to this for a bit.
I would have liked to see just evil Phoebe. Just go full evil, be honest. Yeah, it's a more honest version.
Exactly, because she is kind of evil anyway. At least this is the show saying she is evil.
I'm back, Davy, and I'm all evil now.
Yeah, when they had the mirror universe, when there was the evil charmed ones. Just do that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what you want in a story like that anyway, right? If you're going to have a character do something evil, like, just lean into it and have fun with it before you go into, like, shit, there's some, like, terrible connotations with this.
Yeah, there's some consequences. Something makes her realize how far she's gone. Something like that.
It's this weird half-assed area, because they even point out in the episode that it's weird that she thinks that she can continue being evil queen in the underworld, but then also be a charmed one. So she's trying to, like, save innocents, but also save demons.
Yeah. Which is so funny when she tries to save a demon after blowing up 2 guys for looking at her the wrong way earlier.
Oh, right. Yeah. And then she says, like, I can't go around killing demons. It's bad for morale, you know, because of my husband, the source of all evil. Mm-hmm. And they're like, well, you killed 2 of them last night. That was different. They were annoying me.
Oh, I get it. I'm not persecuted. I'm just an ass.
Did we hear how Paige and Piper knew about that?
Leo was giving his usual, like, word is from the elders, or word is from so-and-so.
Do the elders have, like, a spy at the meetings? Or
I don't know. I mean, they probably... You know what it is? They probably have, like, a snitch in the demon community that they pay off to, like, tell them about what's going on with the demons.
That's what I'm kind of wondering. I mean, that's kind of an interesting story that, of course, the show never broaches.
They should have had something like that. That'd be great.
Yeah, I wonder how they got that info.
Well, he comes in very positive about this. Like, he's like, oh, word is Phoebe killed a couple of demons last night. We think maybe she's working from the inside, trying for good, which of course is giving her way too much credit.
I like to, like, they're up in the attic and then Leo asks Paige how Piper's doing when she's just a couple feet away, like she can't hear.
Piper, people will be shocked to hear, pretty crabby about this whole situation. She's ready to kill Phoebe instantly, right? Which just belies everything that they're trying to tell about her story in this episode. Because she's just like, whatever, maybe we'll have to vanquish her. We tried.
It's kind of one of the times I'm actually on, Piper's side with her evil cynicism. It's like, and she's probably right, though. Vanquishing Phoebe would be doing the world a service. So.
Pretty much. I like the idea of what they're trying with her character in this episode, because I think that there are pieces of things here that they could have used in a good way. It's just the execution gets really, really muddled.
Oh, yeah.
But, like, the whole thing with Piper is that they're trying to say that she's very, numb about this whole thing. She's trying to like drink her problems away. She's trying to just like get away from all this and not think about it.
Become so numb. In the end, it doesn't even matter.
She's reminded of what happened with Prue. She lost one sister already. She doesn't want to lose another sister. And she's not understanding that Phoebe is not gone yet. She can still save her. But a lot of her in this episode is just like, let's just kill her. Like, it's almost there. It's almost.
Mm-hmm. Once again, it's like up to Paige to be doing a lot of stuff during like the middle of this episode while Piper's passed out, wasted. And
Leo just finds her drinking alone in P3. Yeah. She freezes him and passes out on the floor.
Yeah, which I kind of have to question too. It's like, why does Piper's freeze work on white lighters but not demons? Like, what a dumb thing. Like, why does it work that way?
Paige ends up unfreezing him, and I don't remember another charmed one unfreezing for her before. That seems weird.
Yeah, it seemed odd. It didn't seem like Paige should be able to do that.
Yeah, I can never remember what powers work when, where, on what.
Because they're not very consistent about it.
Yeah. Paige asks Leo to heal Piper's drunkenness, and he's like, I can't heal self-inflicted wounds. Like, I don't know. Does this qualify as a wound? Can he not heal self-inflicted? That doesn't seem right either.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't? All right.
They're not that drunk! They're not that drunk! They're not that drunk! They're not that drunk!
Phoebe shows up. Sorry, there's this fire truck going by.
Best part of the podcast.
Yeah. Seems like this happens every time. You can't go a podcast without sirens going off in the background.
Trying to put out the Phoebe fire.
Yeah. Phoebe started the fire with her stupid fireballs trying to protect innocence.
And still write her column, but her boss got in the way, so she had to pay.
Calling Leo stupid Cole and the something Super Bowl. I don't know. Drunken Piper on the floor. We don't care anymore. So Phoebe has a vision. She has a vision one of the demons is going to kill an innocent. So she's like, I gotta go see my sisters. She shows up in one of the ugliest outfits she's ever worn. Good God. Can I just bring up everyone in this episode looks possibly the worst they've ever looked?
Yeah. I don't know.
Bad.
I mean, Phoebe's had some interesting looks.
Coming down the runway, the best part was slowly letting out a giant mouthful of fake blood all over my body.
She shows up and she's wearing like a Pocahontas outfit, like
that was dumb.
An all fringe jacket and matching pants, and then a purple corset that's striped underneath it.
Yeah.
Her hair doesn't help. I hate the trendy tiny bangs of that time that she's got going on.
Mm-hmm.
Not good. There were some other looks in the episode I wrote down too. I haven't had a fashion segment for this, but real quick, I do want to point out. Okay, first of all, Leo's hair, terrible. He's got it spiked up. It's like halfway to evil Leo hair.
Yeah, just needs
not great.
Frosted on the tips or whatever.
Yeah, not a good look of that time. Phoebe has the Pocahontas outfit. She's also wearing for an uncomfortably long portion of this episode this wrinkly satin lace number that's got like that texture that I think for like a hot minute people thought was cool. And she's wearing no bra underneath it. So nipples out. And then she's got like a leather vest also with no bra underneath, like she's super pregnant wearing her like revealing no top underneath leather outfit. Yeah. Paige has a really, really ugly halter top. She's got like, it's like a halter top, but with like a tie at the top of it. And I feel like that was maybe like an Avril Lavigne holdover, like for like a hot second. that was a cool thing back then. Not a good look. She shows up to say, like, hey, we're gonna kill people. No, we're not gonna kill people. I was confused. Hey, we're gonna kill people. She shows up saying, like, I'm not gonna kill innocents, so why don't we go save him? So they go, and she sends off the demon, and that's when they have that, like, argument about, like, you killed 2 of them last night.
This is one of the things that really annoys me, though. It's like Phoebe made this choice, to make Cole stay the source and stuff. Like, she had to know stuff like this was coming if she made this choice, went down this road.
She even says to the seer, like, why can't my sisters respect my decision? It's like the same kind of bullshit people that are like,
no matter what side of politics you fall on, we can still be friends.
Yeah, except if you fucking support racists and people who don't support your existence, you fucking asshole.
We can have differences.
There are people in concentration camps, you fucking assholes. Not to get too political. Hey, while we're talking about controversial things, real Channel Awesome apology she has in there, huh?
Yeah.
I'm really sorry you feel that way.
You dumb bitch. Non-apology. Fuck off, Phoebe Walker.
Phoebe regrets you felt that way.
This episode made me very angry. At one point, too, after that, one of the demons, the one that she saved, goes over to Cole and snitches on her, like, hey, so this happened. And then he kills him. Like, he's like, hey, thanks for the tip. Kills him, kills another witness, but leaves Jeff Meeks, who is one of the guest stars in this. And he's like, I trust you. It's just my damn wife.
He's like, you know what you need? Some nectar of, well, nectar of me.
I gotta say, I like Jeff Meeks, but he was better in Conquest. I feel like he had more of a meaty role in that.
Yeah, I mean, he's just kind of Cole's underling. He doesn't get to do that much.
It feels like that was gonna go somewhere, and then it didn't, because Cole's dead by the end of this.
Mm-hmm. It's Jeff Meek, by the way, not Meeks.
Oh man, I fucked it up! Thank you for the correction.
Someone has mixed an Amazing Spider-Man in with the Peter Parker the Spectacular Spider-Man series. This will not stand.
So Cole goes to Phoebe as she's getting ready to kill her boss at work.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, we got people that can do this for you. You don't have to kill your boss. We can get someone to do this. But he sort of has this moment with her, where he's talking about, like, look, I understand what you're going through because I went through this. But if we don't do what we're supposed to do, the people in the underworld, they're going to come after us, and they're going to come after your sisters, and you have to give up something that you love to save them sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Whether or not he's bullshitting, I don't know, but this is at least some point in the episode where you can see the conflict.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it does start to happen towards the end, so I think he is being sincere, which is another thing that annoys me about this, is like the supposedly more evil one, Cole, is being honest with her, more honest with her about what he's thinking and what's going on than she is to him.
I think there's some shades of sincerity there. What makes me think part of it is him bullshitting is that at the very end, when the girls show up, he's just like, all right, it's for the best. I guess we gotta kill them. Like, instantly, like, he goes to that. Mm-hmm. And maybe it was just survival, but part of it does sort of seem like maybe he was being a bit insincere.
I don't know. I mean, they did start to rise up against him, so it did seem like there's some real issues starting there.
Here's where things start to take a turn for Phoebe. When she was drinking the evil tonic that the seer is giving her, at one point, she decides to pour it out into a vase and not drink it. She thinks that this is like some vitamins for the evil source baby or something.
Mm-hmm.
And she finds that plant dead.
She's like, wait a minute, poison! What's in that?
And the seer's like, oh yeah, it's pure evil.
Like, is that it? It's just pure evil? Like, where she gets
it's pure evil.
Is there, like, evil...
essence of evil?
Yeah, evil fruit down in the underworld that she, like, gets this from? Squeezes some evil fruit, yeah.
It's not, I can't believe it's not evil. It's pure evil.
I want imitation pure evil. I want the real stuff, alright?
It's like, you can't get evil extract. It's just not the same thing.
Freshly squeezed evil.
No pulp, please.
Yeah. You get that evil stuck in your teeth. Ugh.
Ew. She's complaining to the seer, like, you took away my will. And here's one of the points where the seer points out, like, she's like, well, you made this choice on your own. You went down that aisle with him before I started giving you any of this shit. So, like, you don't get on me about this.
Yeah.
This is just supposed to, like, help you not feel so guilty about anything anymore. But she made this initial choice.
Yeah, Cole says a very similar thing to her later as well. And, like, Phoebe's argument against is pretty much, you should have expected me to be evil enough without it. Like,
yeah, you should have trusted me without giving me the juice.
So you're like, okay, so we should have trusted you were evil enough without it. I mean, fair points to Phoebe. I guess she's being honest. She is pretty evil, so maybe she doesn't need evil juice.
I'm back, Davy, and I'm all evil now.
If you want to say that she was really torn, and she's like, I want to be with my husband, and she made a poor decision in the heat of the moment to kill that wizard and help Cole, whatever was going on in her mind.
Well,
let's say it was evil pregnancy hormones. Like, let's say that it was hormones messing with her and she made a bad decision, and the evil tonic is what's leading her from being kind of torn into being full-on evil. If you're going to excuse her, then you have to do the same thing for Cole, because he was not like this before he took in the source of all evil. He was also being controlled by something outside of his own control.
Yeah, and he's still trying to get rid of it even when he had it.
Exactly. He was fighting more than she was. She's immediately going to these meetings, killing all these people, and he's got to do damage control. Like, he's like, hey, it's not doing, people are kind of scared to be at my meetings because you keep killing them off. And, we should try to kind of smooth things over. She's like, ugh, goes in, half-assedly apologizes, like, sorry about killing you guys. It's the pregnancy hormones. You know how it is.
Yeah. If there was some real regret even too on Phoebe's behalf later about this, and like, I made him into that and then I had to kill him, like it's my fault. But no, of course it's never that way. It's Cole was evil in the rewritten book of history by Phoebe Halliwell.
Cole, you were the one who made me evil. You did all this.
I think at some point, like, Phoebe or Piper and Paige are also like saying like Cole is doing this to her. Like, they don't even frame it that way, that like she is utterly unaccountable for her own actions. It's always someone else did it.
Yeah, that's the way this episode ends too.
So the demons call a meeting and they bring Cole in. They're like, how do you solve a problem like Phoebe?
You don't.
Phoebe's becoming a real issue. You don't. Put that on a t-shirt. How do you solve a problem like Phoebe on the front? You don't on the back. And even Cole is like, it's the pregnancy hormones. You know how preggers women are. I had to, I was the one that killed that guy because I thought he was going to betray, because like Paige ends up killing the other guy that's sent to kill the innocent, and he's trying to cover up for Phoebe leaving this guy alive. And so they're like, all right, well, maybe you should go and kill this innocent yourself then, and kind of like prove to us that there's nothing fishy going on. So he decides to go do that. Cut to Paige making a hangover cure for Piper.
We're not that drunk! They're not that drunk! They're not that drunk!
And I felt like there was kind of a missed opportunity here with Paige's character, maybe for a time issue. Because she follows this innocent around after he's saved, and they end up going to like an AA meeting.
Mm-hmm.
And she also has a line after the hangover thing when she's making the hangover cure. She says like, "Oh, there was a time in my life when I needed these a lot." And they've talked about it before in the episode or in the show that she was a former alcoholic. She had addiction issues.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like maybe there should have been a little more lip service to the fact that she had some sort of connection with this innocent before he, spoilers, dies in this episode.
Is it good for a former alcoholic to be a part owner of a bar?
Is she one of the owners, though?
I don't know. Did they ever?
I feel like
make
P3 was like a three-way ownership, but I don't know if Paige ever was part of the business.
I don't know. I feel like we see her there and stuff.
She certainly hangs out at the bar a lot.
There's some episodes where she's delegating there like she's a boss, right?
Yeah, maybe. Maybe I'm spacing on something. Someone in the audience, if you know, let us know.
Still, it's probably not great for her to be around a bunch of drinking people at a club a lot.
Paige, as usual, is the only one doing anything.
Yeah, there's one part where she's like, "Where are my sisters?" It's like, well, both of them are having pity parties. You're the only one doing anything.
Laughing so hard she says that, and you're like, being selfish ass wipes.
Yeah.
She says to Piper, who is fighting off her hangover, she's like, "So here's how we can save Phoebe. We're going to go to Cole, we're going to try and vanquish him, and he's going to try and kill us. Phoebe is not going to sit there and watch us die if there's any humanity left." And Piper's like,
You gonna stake your life on that? You sure about that? Because we could die.
I don't trust that stupid Phoebe.
And so, suspiciously, Phoebe shows up right at that moment. And she's like, "Yeah, let's go vanquish Cole. Let's just go do that now." So Piper is like,
"All right, yeah, this seems legit. Leo, bring in the innocent."
So he does. And then, of course, Phoebe being good was actually just Cole in disguise.
Yeah.
Kills the shit out of him.
Yeah, it just blows him up. You know, this is one of the things that always kind of annoys me with Charmed is like, a lot of the time the innocents aren't real characters, and this guy like barely says anything and nothing of real consequence. Just kind of like asks, "Hey, Paige, are you following me?" "Oh, wow, demon."
Imagine the weight of it if they had just done a little bit to bring a connection in, and they had the perfect way to do that by having him be at an AA meeting and have some connections with Paige, which they've done in some past episodes, had her like have some connection to the innocents. But I feel like in this story it was really important to do that because you can understand where they're coming from when Cole kills him. They're like, we gotta vanquish this guy. Like, what are we gonna do? It's just them not paying lip service to Phoebe's end of it that makes it so shitty.
Oh, yeah. And, like, once again, there's no real regret over that guy's life being ended, especially due to them being tricked. Like, they go to vanquish Cole, but we never hear anything about them feeling bad about him dying.
No, it's all about Phoebe's problems by the end.
Yeah.
Do you think I care about anyone's expectations?
They saved so few innocents at this point in the show.
Yup. It's like, don't worry, the Charmed one's on the case. Well, I'm dead.
So what Phoebe was really doing at that point in time is writing 2 notes. One of them's goodbye to her sisters. One of them's goodbye to Cole. They are novels, perfect penmanship that she has written as if she is in a Jane Austen novel.
She's getting ready to do something. She's being wishy-washy even about this. Like, all right, time to make a decision both ways because I don't know which way I'm going to go. Like, what?
Cole comes in and she confronts him about the tonic, and then that's when she has the "you should have trusted me" line and all that shit. Yeah. And she's like, I don't know what to do. And it's the same sort of spiel that's going on through this whole episode. But in the end, she decides to take that tonic again for him So once again, she has a second choice and makes this choice herself to take this tonic and go to the side of evil. Because his reasoning is like, okay, so yeah, I made you take this tonic and I was dishonest about it, but it was just to save you from all of this guilt that you had, which you can say was wrong. But again, she made the initial choice and she makes this choice again. She is of sound mind when she decides to take it again. And then he's like, oh, by the way, like, if your sisters show up because I killed that guy, we might have to vanquish them. And of course they do. They do show up.
And she, like, immediately pukes. And I'm guessing that's supposed to be the evil she's puking up.
Yeah, she's puking up the pure evil. In the very, very blue bathroom.
Yeah, she probably just doesn't want to have another evil shit. I bet those aren't very pleasant.
That's why she's stuck on the toilet at the end of the episode.
Yeah. Where's Phoebe? On the bathroom again. It's gonna be hell cleaning the toilet, literally.
She just shoots out flames from her asshole. That's just part of being the evil queen of the underworld. It's a real bummer. So Paige, Piper, and Leo show up. Phoebe gives one last makeout to Cole. Before, like, bye!
Yeah, she says, I just came back to say goodbye.
Sucks to be you. I know.
Cole's head's floating off. He has no neck, just floating back and forth. Sucks to be you. I know.
He goes, I'm just the source, and life is a nightmare. I'm just the source.
No, I'm just the
My
source.
wife don't
Phoebe's
care.
a nightmare.
My wife doesn't care about me. She just doesn't give a shit. She just kills him. They give him no options. And this was all Phoebe's doing. I love too, like, they blow the shit out of him. Like, he's like, the windows blow out, horrible death. And then, like, the next episode, Phoebe's in her robe, like, oh, well, it was the right thing. We gave him peace.
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 We gave him pieces. Rest in pieces.
Yeah, we gave him pieces.
Vanquish this evil from time and space.
She's just thinking, like, we gave him Reese's Pieces.
Yeah. There's a cut scene where she drops some by his smoldering remains.
She lures him into the room a la E.T. to vanquish him.
Sorry, baby. I'm so sorry.
I like when Piper's blowing him up actually killing him, like the annoyance explosions where Cole just explodes into, like, it's like the Source stuff. It just looks like a bunch of flies buzzing around in a kind of tornado.
Yeah, I think that's sort of like the Hollow or something. Maybe I'm just mixing up their evil things. I feel like that's some connection to the thing he took in, but I don't know.
I think it was too, but it looks like a bunch of flies buzzing around.
He just turns into a bunch of flies. Yeah. So they vanquish him. And cut to them back at the house the next day. Sad music's playing.
This just really annoyed me. It's just like, oh, pity party for Phoebe. She's up crying in her bed, and then the other two come up and hug her. You were saying they should knock her off the bed.
Knock her off the bed and then hug each other.
Yeah. Phoebe crawls into the bathroom. Gonna be one of these days. Evil! It's coming!
It's the evil pregnancy shits. I just imagine them coming in, her weeping on the bed. She's fine. They just shut the door and leave. The, like, music plays from the end of the pilot, like the Goosebumps music. Really quirky ending. Yeah.
It's so annoying that there's no comeuppance for Phoebe. Like, I feel like this story would work better if it's one of those types of stories where the person has to sacrifice themselves to stop the evil, so Phoebe dies as well. I realize they probably don't want to kill her off permanently, but
there has to be some sort of redemption.
Exactly.
Just act like she was just an innocent victim.
Mm-hmm, exactly, and that's all the show does. Like, oh, yeah, poor Phoebe. It's like, nah, she should have really had to have died too, because she had a part in this.
You were pointing out too, and I really miss Prue for this reason.
Mm-hmm.
You know, in the pilot, when Phoebe comes back just as the black sheep of the family, they're more angry at her then. Like, Prue is more angry at her about that than anyone is about anything in the Cole storyline.
Yeah, and like in the wrestling one we're talking about, like, Prue's also angry at Phoebe in that one because she hid the fact she didn't really vanquish Cole. And it's like, okay, which was good because Phoebe should, like, be getting yelled at a bit for that. But, like, she did something so much way worse here, and then all she gets is hugs and they cry together or whatever. It's just like, shut up. They should be questioning whether they can even trust Phoebe at all. The fact she did this once is like, so if some other hot demon guy comes around, are we going to have to worry about your loyalty again?
I mean, look at those bangs. Would you trust her?
No.
I don't know what else I gotta say about this. It's so... God, it's so bad. It's really bad. I struggle to find... Okay, the one thing that I like about this episode is if you just imagine Phoebe is just evil the whole time when she's like killing all the other demons, it's like her being queen of the underworld is more endearing than good Phoebe.
It's the show being more honest about who Phoebe is.
Yeah.
That's the one good thing about this episode, yeah.
How would you stack this up? Is this so bad it's good? Is it just bad? Is it what?
I mean, you can get enjoyment out of this, but it is also kind of infuriating. So it kind of like walks a weird line. It's not like you can't watch this one though and laugh at it because there's plenty to laugh at.
It's more enjoyable if you detach yourself from it, but otherwise, like it's so tied into a lot of bullshit. It's really hard for me.
Yeah, and you also know where the show is going with this after this part, and it just gets really irritating.
Yeah. Gosh. Well, that's all I got to say about this.
What a good episode! 10 out of 10!
Best rated, the highest rated for season 4. Are you shitting me? What is wrong with Charmed fans?
And Daryl's not even in this episode, so automatically it should have lost like 10 points, really.
2 thumbs down.
No. Guess he just didn't want to know, I guess.
Yeah, it doesn't have the Daryl factor. All right, guys. Thanks for listening to Charmed Rewind / Charmed Hard with a Vengeance offshoot. I don't know if we can really call it that anymore. Thanks for listening to Charmed Rewind. If you guys want to be involved with any of the polls, you should check out patreon.com/movie nights, where you can vote on that or see episodes early, or sometimes there's hangouts going on, lots of fun stuff happening. You can join the Discord server and chat about how evil Phoebe is. If you guys liked this, I'd appreciate it if you subscribed, hit the bell. Have I hit all of the promo things I should talk about?
I believe so.
All right. What hashtags should we?
Hashtag pure evil shit. Hashtag 2 selfish ass wipes.
Hashtag 2 thumbs down. Hashtag highest rated. Thanks for listening, guys. Oh, and thank you to Peter Hunter, who's my new editor on the Charmed podcast. So giving a thumbs up here. 2 thumbs up for Peter.
2 thumbs up.
Thanks, Charmanders. See ya.